Welcome to Acromag's product and application presentation on the EtherStax Ethernet I/O models ES2161 and ES2162. Acromag's EtherStax models ES2161 and ES2162 products fulfill the needs for the next generation of Ethernet I/O. With 32 differential analog input channels configured in such a compact package, these EtherStax models are perfect for environments with little space availability. Onboard pluggable terminal blocks and the ability to be connected to industry-standard 8B and 7B isolation amplifiers allow these units to support DC current, DC voltage, DC millivolts, thermocouples, RTDs, potentiometers, strain gauges, load cells, frequencies, and much more. Also important in the new EtherStax models is the use of differential inputs instead of single-ended inputs with a common ground. Differential inputs can reject up to 10 volts of common mode voltage between channels, eliminating the need for isolators in most applications. If higher common mode voltage rejection is needed on a per-channel basis, the ES2162 voltage input card can be coupled with 8B isolation amplifiers for up to 1500 volts of isolation. The EtherStax ES2161 and 2162 models offer a lot of benefits. Each model supports Ethernet Modbus TCP/IP and UDP/IP protocols. They contain 32 differential current analog inputs for the 61 and high-level voltage analog inputs for the 62, which make these units suitable for any analog sensor applications in remote zones. The EtherStax also have high-resolution 16-bit A-to-D converters for accurate conversion of precision measurements. High channel density also allows for fewer IP addresses and faster polling and scanning on all 32 channels. Channels may also be turned off in groups of 4 to allow for even faster polling cycles. One 4-channel group is scanned in just 760 microseconds, while all 32 channels are scanned in just 5 milliseconds. Industry standard 8B and backwards compatible 7B isolation amplifier connectors allow for up to 1500 volts of individual channel isolation in applications with electrically harsh or high voltage conditions. The ES2161 and 62 have the ability to enable integration and totalization on all channels. This is ideal for flow applications relating to liquids, gas, or power, where users can read the instantaneous flow rates and totalize usages. Counts are stored to 32-bit non-volatile memory, which is retained if power is lost. In theory, integrating and totalizing flow rates at the remote I/O level can produce more accurate usage information over long-term measurements. Additionally, dual power and Ethernet ports provide for redundant communication and bumpless switching. Four-way isolation and surge suppression are built into each channel, COM ports, and power ports. Modules are built and tested for extended operating temperatures from -40 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius, or -40 degrees Fahrenheit to 158 degrees Fahrenheit, and can withstand 50 Gs of shock and 5 Gs of vibration. Modules also have a fail-safe or non-fail-safe software configurable relay that trips on power failure or communication loss, used for alarming or auto failure to backup systems. User-configurable 32-bit floating-point scaling registers ease the processing demands of PLC, DCS, or CPU controls. Dual-format data registers support both 16-bit signed integers and 32-bit floating-point formats. Onboard calibration automatically calibrates instruments to perform better over temperature ranges, and each unit is designed to pass stringent testing and meet ordinary and hazardous location approvals. Both EtherStax analog input models are available without the aluminum enclosure as well, as exposed circuit boards to facilitate special mounting configurations and applications. These OEM versions are more compact for tighter stacking and even more cost-effective for price-sensitive, high-volume applications. Without the aluminum enclosures, these boards have an even more extended operating temperature range of up to 75 degrees Celsius or 167 degrees Fahrenheit. Both the aluminum enclosure and the open circuit board are designed for efficient stacking and mounting to standard DIN rail systems, and may be stacked either vertically or horizontally to take advantage of the high channel density for the most efficient use of space. The EtherStax ES2161 and 62 modules will improve communication and efficiency of a wide range of applications, especially for electrically harsh applications such as metal production, glassworks, and fuel cell monitoring. The high channel density and per-channel configuration of these Ethernet units also make them perfect for applications ranging from embedded systems to supervisory, control, and data acquisition, or SCADA systems, and also test and measurement applications. With differential voltage inputs, and coupled with the optional 8B isolation amplifiers, the EtherStax 2162 provides up to 1500 volts of channel-to-channel isolation, easily providing the 75-volt isolation needed by copper production applications. Since the EtherStax units each accept 32 input channels, only one module is needed per EMU unit and can be neatly stacked, saving space and complexity. With the optional external 8B isolation amplifiers, if an electrical fault anomaly does occur that surpasses the capabilities of the 1500-volt isolation, each 8B module is easily accessible and affordable to replace. The EMU copper production process could be automated, monitoring 270 voltage measurements with plenty of protection, using 9 EtherStax 2162 modules coupled with 8B isolation amplifiers, and 3 DIN rail mounting plates to mount the units easily out of the way. As with other Acromag modules, the ES2161 and 62 modules are configured and set up through a simple web interface using your computer's browser, so there's no need to install or maintain any software. The ES2161 and 62 modules support up to 10 sockets, meaning each module can handle up to 10 masters, allowing 10 concurrent users to talk to the device. The number of sockets allowed is programmable as well, allowing the number of masters to be limited to just one or a few for added security. Either static or dynamic IP addressing through DHCP or boot IP may be configured to allow for easy integration into existing network infrastructure. Auto-negotiating is also configurable per port, or speed can be forced. Finally, on the network configuration page, the ES2161 and 62 module may be configured as a hub to allow integration into applications utilizing redundancy for high reliability. Per channel configuration allows independent customization of each channel's input and output parameters. Each channel allows the input range to be set at plus or minus 20 mA or 4 to 10 mA for the ES2161 and plus or minus 5 or 10 volts for the 2162. Each channel may also be scaled independently and have integration totalization turned on. Expanding its flexibility, each input port, or 8-channel group, on the EtherStax module can be switched between the 8B standard connection or direct screw terminals via the web configuration tool. If the DB25 interface is selected for a channel, the unit automatically groups 8 channels through DB25. By default, the output bytes for each channel are transmitted according to the IEEE 758 standard, but may be rearranged as desired. Scan groups may be set so that the unneeded channels are ignored to minimize the scan time for the unit. Notice the scan group table, which highlights the update times as more groups are enabled. 4 channels take 770 microseconds, and all 32 channels take just 5 milliseconds to scan. The test page allows operation of the EtherStax unit, showing input values, scaled values in units, and totalized values for each channel to verify that the unit is connected properly and communicating successfully with the network. Values in the EtherStax test page are updated automatically without refreshing the page through the use of JavaScript to allow live monitoring of sensor values. The EtherStax units recalibrate their input ranges every time they scan to achieve the rated accuracy of better than 0.02% of the range. However, the input calibration page may be used to calibrate to any special standards or to check the accuracy of the internal calibration, since it is more accurate than calibrating through software on the central processor. The Use AutoZero/AutoSpan button is equivalent to the auto calibration automatically performed by the unit each scan cycle to provide the best performance over the entire operating temperature range. In summary, the EtherStax I/O units provide rugged, high-density, and high-speed solutions to connect up to 32 differential high-level analog voltage or current inputs to your existing Modbus TCP, Modbus UDP, or Modbus IP-based application infrastructure. They are rugged with an industrial-grade design for high reliability operation in hostile environments. 2 DB25 input interface ports allow connection to Series 8B isolation amplifiers for applications that require high channel-to-channel isolation. The EtherStax modules may be ordered in an aluminum enclosure or as an open circuit board for efficient mounting and stacking with a very small footprint. And with a web-based configuration tool, setup is simplified and works on any browser. The EtherStax modules may be ordered in different configurations determined by the part number of the model.